Have you ever wondered why some people seem untouchable, unbothered by criticism, chaos, or even personal setbacks? It's not luck, and it's not arrogance. It's a conscious choice. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of all time, believed that the way we experience life has less to do with what happens and more to do with how we perceive it. In other words, it's not the world that disturbs you, but the meaning you give to the world. In this video, we're diving deep into how you can master your mind, detach from external chaos, and regain full control over your emotions, so no one and nothing can shake your peace again, unless you allow it. Let's start with this simple idea. Most of us live as if the world controls us. If only people treated me better. If only I had more money. If only I were more successful, then I could be happy. But here's the truth. The world has no power over you without your consent. Jung argued that we project our inner struggles onto the outside world. When someone insults you and you feel crushed, it's not their words, it's their meaning you attach to them. The moment you realize that external events have no inherent power, you reclaim your freedom. The world stops controlling you because you stop handing it the keys. Why do you react so strongly when someone cuts you off in traffic or when a partner ignores your text? It's not about the event itself, it's your subconscious programming. Jung called this the shadow self, the hidden parts of us we deny or ignore. When someone triggers you, they are poking a wound you haven't healed. That's why two people can experience the same event and have wildly different reactions. One feels offended, the other shrugs it off and moves on. To master your reactions, you have to bring your unconscious patterns into the light. You must confront your shadow and integrate it. Jung taught that wholeness comes from embracing all parts of yourself, even the ones you dislike. Instead of suppressing anger, jealousy, or insecurity, observe them without judgment. Ask yourself, where is this reaction coming from? What part of me feels unseen or unloved? Emotional mastery is not about becoming cold or detached. It's about becoming so self-aware that no one else's behavior determines your inner state. As Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. So how do you start doing this work in practice? Pause and observe. When you feel triggered, take a breath. Notice what is happening inside your body. Notice the tension in your chest or the tightness in your jaw. Do not react, just witness. Name the emotion. Label what you are feeling. Is it anger, fear, shame, sadness? Naming the emotion helps separate you from it. Trace it back. Ask yourself, when have I felt this before? What is the deeper wound here? Maybe it's the feeling of being dismissed, ignored, or not valued. Reframe the meaning. Remember, their behavior is a reflection of them, not you. Their anger, their judgment, their coldness, all come from their own story, their own path. Cultivate inner stillness. This is where practices like meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence help you strengthen your center. The more you practice this, the less power the outside world has over you. Let's deepen this even more. Imagine the last time you were really upset. Maybe someone criticized you. Maybe you were left out or rejected. In that moment, you probably felt small, powerless, or angry. But if you step back and look at the situation from a wider perspective, you realize that the other person's behavior was shaped by their own pain, their own struggles, their own unmet needs. Jung believed that the more we understand our inner world, the less we need the outside world to validate us. This is where true freedom comes from. Think about it this way. If you rely on the world to make you happy, you will always be a slave to it. But if you learn to generate peace and meaning from within, you are free, no matter what happens. This doesn't mean you become indifferent or detached from life. It means you engage with life from a place of strength, not neediness. You can love without clinging. You can succeed without chasing approval. You can experience loss without losing yourself. Now let's explore the idea of projection. Jung believed that we all project parts of ourselves onto others. We see in others what we have not accepted in ourselves. For example, if you hate arrogance in other people, it might be because you have not accepted your own pride or your own desire to shine. If you constantly judge others for being weak, it might be because you have not made peace with your own vulnerability. By recognizing what we project onto others, we start reclaiming those disowned parts of ourselves. And when we reclaim those parts, we become whole. So, how do you identify your projections? Notice who triggers you the most. Notice what qualities in others you judge harshly. Ask yourself, where do I have that in myself? Where do I deny that part of me? This is deep work, and it takes courage. But every time you reclaim a piece of your shadow, you become more free. You are no longer controlled by what you deny. Jung also emphasized the importance of individuation. This is the process of becoming your true self, not the self shaped by society, family, or culture, but the authentic self that has been waiting to emerge from within. The more you individuate, the less affected you are by the opinions of others. You become rooted in your own truth. You no longer need the world to tell you who you are. So how can you support your own individuation process? First, spend time alone, not in isolation, but in intentional solitude. Use this time to listen to yourself, to reflect on your desires, fears, and dreams. Second, express yourself creatively. Write, paint, dance, build, whatever calls to you. Creativity is a way to meet the deeper layers of your psyche. Third, surround yourself with people who support your growth, not your masks. Choose relationships where you can be real, not relationships where you have to perform. And finally, practice radical self-honesty. Be willing to face the parts of yourself you have hidden, even from yourself. This is where true transformation begins. Let's return to the idea of emotional mastery. It's easy to think that mastering your emotions means never feeling pain, sadness, or anger. But mastery is not about avoiding emotions. It's about relating to them differently. When sadness comes, you allow it without collapsing into it. When anger arises, you feel it without acting it out. When fear appears, you witness it without running away. You become the calm center in the middle of the storm. The more you practice this, the more you realize that emotions are just energy moving through you. They are not who you are. They are visitors, not permanent residents. Here's something you can try the next time you feel overwhelmed. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, and say to yourself, this is just energy. Let it move through you without holding on to it, without making a story about it. Watch how quickly it shifts when you stop resisting it. Carl Jung's work is ultimately about integration, bringing together the light and dark, the conscious and unconscious, the known and unknown. When you integrate all parts of yourself, you stop needing the world to complete you. You become whole from within. And when you are whole, you are unshakable. So the next time life throws chaos your way, remember this: you are the master of your inner world. No one and nothing can affect you unless you allow it. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more insights on self-mastery and inner peace. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, the real battle is always within.